Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. So many things that I love about where we've been. And I'm probably going to go back to that Matthew 7 where we read yesterday. I better leave that there. When I get into Daily Devos in the recording, places marked in my Bible, and some of them are just for my own reading. And then I go back to pick up reading where I was, and all of my places have been moved because of when I was doing the recordings. So we'll probably come back to Matthew 7, but let's go to Psalm 34, where we have been in here. So Psalm 34:10, that the young lions lack food and suffer hunger, but they who seek, inquire of, and require the Lord by right of their need, and on the authority of his word, none of them shall lack any beneficial thing. So we ended last week talking about, because you have a need, you have a right to go to the Father. That by right of your need and on the authority or the basis of his word, you can go to the Father expecting for that need to be met. So this week, I want to look at none of them shall lack any beneficial thing. And we have studied Psalm 34:4 and Psalm 34:10. And if we look at those together, so 34:4 says, I sought, inquired of the Lord, and required him of necessity, and on the authority of his word, and he heard me and delivered me from all of my fears. So I sought, inquired, and required, and he heard me and he delivered me from my fears. So I sought after him and I required of him, verse 10, and I did not lack any beneficial thing. So when you're looking at making the word a confession, so it's I seek the Lord and I do not lack any beneficial thing. I want to go through some definitions, of course. Lack is being without, being deficient, or being in need of what? Any beneficial thing. That's what the word says. None of them shall lack. None of them shall be without. None of them shall be deficient. None of them shall be in need. The King James says, they do not want any good thing. I need to write that one down. And now, who is this talking about? Who shall not lack any beneficial thing? Who shall not be in deficient or have a deficit of a beneficial thing? Who shall not be in need of any beneficial thing? Who shall not be in want of any beneficial thing? This is them. None of them. Who is them? Those who seek. God has made it as simple as he could. And we tend to take that simplicity and make it as difficult as humanly possible. Hoops to jump through that no human could ever jump through to be good enough to receive from the Father. And the only access point that we need is Jesus. And that's actually, I'll go back to that Matthew 7 passage where we read, keep on knocking, keep on seeking, keep on asking. Verse 13 says, enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and spacious and broad is the way that leads away to destruction, and many are those who are entering through it. But the gate is narrow, contracted by pressure, and the way is straitened and compressed that leads away to life, and few are those who find it. Of course, there's but one way to the Father, and it's Jesus. And if we seek, and if we keep on seeking, we will find. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying it so that every time you read a verse about seeking, you're going to automatically respond with, you'll find. If you seek, you will find. If you seek, you will find. If you seek, you will find. It is a promise of God. Just like the promise of salvation through Jesus Christ, that if you submit to the Lordship of Jesus Christ, then you will be saved, right? You will be redeemed from destruction. That's a promise. The seeking the Father and then finding Him is a promise that functions the same way. It's upheld by His integrity and His faithfulness. And if we get in our spirits that if I go to seek Him, I'm going to find Him, we're going to build our confidence, and we're actually probably going to go looking for Him, right? We're going to seek because we can trust that He will be found. All right, we'll pick up here tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.